Hi, welcome back. This is Daryl. I'm going to be doing another video for you today. This time we're going to be engraving on a steel slide for a 1911 45 ACP pistol. If you don't know what that is, you can see the picture here in the background. On the one side we're going to engrave the USAF right here where you can see it, where my cursor is. And then on the other side we're going to be engraving CMSGT, and on the other side of the mil spec will be STILL. This is for a customer, and I'm going to give you some links in this bottom video to contact me if you have any need of something like this, and just give me a shout if you want. Okay, here we go. Thanks. Hi, this is Daryl. I'm back with another video. This one I'm going to show you how I engrave on a slide of a 1911. I've probably already made some videos like this, but this is a new customer. I'm also an FFL dealer, so he came to get the gun transferred to him with a background check, and at the same time he wanted some engraving done on it. So this is the part of the engraving I want to show you real quick. So you can see here I've taken a picture. Well, I didn't take a picture. You can take a picture, but I have a scanner. So I laid this gun on my scanner carefully. You don't want to scratch the glass. And I scanned in the right-hand side. Oh, got another tab here of the left-hand side. And that gives me an idea of where I can put the text, how big I can put the text. And this helps me line it up when I get to the laser. So let's go through that process. So I brought it in a little bit crooked on purpose. It was a lot straighter than this, but it's very difficult to get something perfectly square in your scanner. So I'll show you how I square it up after I get it in the Corel Draw here. So you'll notice here, this is the slide of the 1911, and you see this little ridge line right here. So I want that to be parallel with my page. So every time when I put in text here, which is where he wants it on this side, it will line up exactly like I want it. So how are we going to do that? Well, if you come up to the top, let's zoom in just a little bit. Come up to the top, and this is your this bar and this bar are your rulers. Left-hand ruler up and down, and your right-hand ruler left and right. If you come up there in it and press your left mouse button and hold it, you can drag down what they call a guideline. I'm going to bring that guideline down, and I want to put it right there. You can see where I put it. Okay, zoom in. So this is the point of where that line comes across. So I want my guideline to be right there on that edge. And so now the idea is I'm going to rotate the picture behind it to be parallel with this line. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's select the picture. To do that, just move away from this line here and click on the picture. And then I click on it a second time, and you see these little arrows up here show that I can grab it and hold it, and I can turn it and line it up. So I can kind of halfway eyeball it if I want to. But what's even easier, let's go back to where it was. What's even easier and better to do, in my opinion, is you come down to the center of your picture and, oh, I'm sorry, I moved the wrong thing. Click it until that little dot shows up. Grab it and drag it up, and you put, this is your rotation center. So I want to put it right there where that line comes across the edge of the line for the slide. Let's grab that and let's put it right there. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So now, you click that, the little dot shows up, which is the rotation. Zoom in, come out here, grab that, press and hold, and just drag that picture up. You see I got close. Let's try it again. Up a little more. Look at there. That's pretty close. Close enough for what we're doing. Go down the other side, you see it's real close. It's close enough for what we're looking for. Now, if you wanted it a perfect, to change it just slightly, you can come up here to this angle of rotation, and you can change it. This is 0.594 degrees. You can see that's all I had to rotate it to get it to line up. But you can put those numbers in. Let's say I just want to do a small amount. Let's go up here and change that 4 to a 5. So it's gonna. You can't even see the picture move, but it did. It moved that one. Let's see. There's 10, 100. That's 1/1000th of a degree. So you can really precisely rotate your picture whichever direction you want. So anyway, it's enough of that. So let's click back off of that. So now that we've got it square like we want, let's put the text in there. I've already typed in the text. He wanted USAF, and the best font that I could find that matched what he was looking for is this Amarillo USAF. Let's go up here and look at it. No. Anyway, you can find whatever font you want just about online. A bunch of them are free. So let's zoom back in. Let's drag this down. I just typed it out. And now I'm thinking, okay, where do I want to put it? Well, somewhere in there. But now we got to make a decision. Well, do we put it right there? Do we put it centered with this thing? Do we put it in line with that? You got to make a decision. And of course, the customer is the one you want to ask. So what I did was I decided I want to put the bottom of this text line even with the bottom of this Springfield Armory that's already on the gun. So I'm going to bring down another guideline, and I'm going to put it right, we'll zoom in, right at the bottom of the Armory. Right in there. Oh, let's go down just a hair. Sometimes you gotta drag it further down and then right back up. Alright, that's pretty close. So now what do? We line the text up at the bottom. Now I've got mine set to snap to. If you come up here to the top where it says snap to, make sure your guidelines is checked. If you don't, it won't snap to that guideline. So I always leave my guidelines checked. You can check any of these others if you want, but that's the major one I usually use as a guideline. I usually leave objects and page also checked, but whatever works for you. Now the question is, where left and right do we want to put it? Well, again, so we've already kind of picked the height. You know, we just kind of estimated. If he doesn't like it, then we can always change it. This is like 0.319 inches high, which makes it 1.012 inches left and right wide. So one way to do it is just to eyeball it like this. Okay. If we wanted to put like, so I've got a little rectangle built right here that I put in earlier. And so what I did with it is I put it right where the edge started curving and right where it just about touched that logo. Right in there. Now, why did I put a rectangle in there? Well, now I can click off everything. I can click on my USAF. I can hold the shift button down. I can click on the little rectangle that I just made and select it. And then I can hit E and then C, and it puts that USAF perfectly in the center of that rectangle. And then I can click off of it, click the rectangle, and I'm just going to nudge it out of the way with my right arrow button, which I think it's set for 1/2 inch, whatever. You can set that by clicking off of it and set it up here. I've got to set it 1/2 inch. So there we are. That is lined up really well. And what I do then is I take a picture of it and print it, and I take it to my laser and make sure I can lay it out just like this. So quickly I'm going to go over to the other side of it. This is the left hand side of it, and I've got a couple of guidelines already set up. And let's see if I've got it, if these are parallel like I did the other one. Okay, let's drag this. So let's go to this point right here, drag it up to there, and then go to the other side to see. All right, we need to rotate this just a little bit. So again, what we did was click on the picture, click it the second time, and I'm going to move this. This center was already over here on the left. I'm going to move it over here to the right this time. Zoom in just a little bit. Put it right there where I want the rotation point of the picture. So this whole picture is going to rotate, and it's going to rotate around that little dot right there. That's what this is for. So I've already got these set. I'm going to rotate it just a hair, a little. That's not enough. A little bit more. I'm just holding it down and dragging it, and it automatically rotates around that center. That's too much. Go back up a little bit more. It's getting close. Let's go up here, 0.558. Let's move it just a little bit more. Oh, that's pretty good. 0.448. That's good enough. It doesn't matter what the number is as long as it's parallel. So we got that done. So I'm going to click off of that. Now I'm going to show you one little tip here about this picture. Now that we got this picture exactly where we want it, we don't want it to move. If you accidentally grab it like that and move it, well, then you can hit the backup button, basically go backwards, and it puts it right back where it was. But I don't want that to happen anymore. So I'm going to click off of it. I'm going to click on it once. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to right click on it. And this little menu pops up. And right down here it says lock. I'm going to left click on the lock button. And you can see these little lock symbols show up around the corner. So now what that means, if I select that picture, in fact, I've got to select it at a certain point before it even lets me pick it. If I right click it, I can unlock it. But right now, I cannot grab that picture and move it, which is exactly what I want. So we're good there. So now let's line up our text. Well, he wanted this text, CMSGT and still. So I said, well, where are we going to put it? He wanted to put it on this side because there's more room. So I thought, well, let's see where that would fit. Won't fit there without going on top of that mil spec. Won't fit there without going on top of the serration over here on the slide. And it won't fit there unless I put it way up here at the top. Well, I think he said he kind of wanted it here in the middle, so what are we going to do? Well, let's do this. First off, let's leave this blue line here. And let's move this line. Well, I'll tell you what, let's just move it out of the way. So let's split this up and make it CMSGT as one object and STIL as another object. And I've already done it up here. I mean, it's simple to do. Just type in. So I've got these grouped. So I'm going to show you an object. I'm going to ungroup it real quick. So basically what I did was I typed in CMSGT, and then I moved over here and I typed in STIL, and then I combined them together after I put them where I wanted them. So let's just go through that real quick. Let's get this part out of the way. So let's just bring it down here by hand. Just kind of eyeball it first, and then pull this one down. Let's eyeball it over here. So there's, now you got to make a decision. How far do I want it from this M, and how far do I want this from the C? And of course, we want them lined up together. So let's see if we can figure out how we want to do that. Well, first off, one thing you can do, let's move the guidelines to the bottom of the CMSGT and to the top. Not quite there. Let's zoom on in. Go up, back down, right in there. Pretty close. So now let's do this. Come up to the pick tool, select the CMSGT, and then go over and hold the shift button down and double click the rectangle tool. That puts a rectangle around it. So I'm going to select the word still, come over, hold the shift button down, and double click the rectangle tool. And it puts a rectangle around it. So now I can line up those rectangles a little easier than I can the words with it. So let's do this. Let's manually draw a rectangle around our mil spec. We'll start here at the corner. Just drag it around right to the edge. And so now let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select the rectangle and the SMSGT. And I'm going to hit Object, Group, and click on Group. We'll do the same thing with this. We'll select both of these, Outline and the Still, Object, Group, and Group. And then I want to line all of these up. So I'm going to first, since we know the mil spec is right there, and we can't move that because that's stamped into the picture, into the slide. I want to line this up with this, and then this up with this. So let's do this. Let's select this one, and then select this one second. Let's go over here to Align and Distribute, however you want to say it. If yours doesn't show up, come up here to Windows, come down to Dockers, and down here Align and Distribute, and then click that. That little check mark will show up in it, and yours will come up here on the right. Anyway, we've got this here. So you come up here and you can see this. How do we want to align it? Well, we want to align everything up and down. And so we come over to this one and we want to align the center vertically. And you see what it did? It moved the CMSGT down because I selected the rectangle around mil spec last. So now we click off of that. Let's click on the still and then that rectangle around mil spec. Let's go to the same alignment. We'll align center vertically. And it brought still down. So now we've got all of that lined up together. And just to make sure we don't mess things up later, I'm going to go ahead and move the guidelines down to match it. All right. So now basically all there is to do is select that. Control U is ungroup, or you can come up here to Object and ungroup it. Now that I've got it ungrouped, I'm going to select the rectangle around it. I'm just going to move it out of the way. I'm going to move this one out of the way. And then I'm going to still. And again, you can hit Control U for ungroup, or you can go back to Object, Group, and Ungroup. So click off of it, click the rectangle by itself, and up it goes. Now, if that's where you want it, that's fine. If not, you can do other things. You know, if you want it equidistant from this side to the letters and this edge to the letters, you can do that. I think that looks good. Send that to the customer and make sure he agrees with it, and then there you go. So basically, what I do after this, I print this page out, I print this page out, and I've got it. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and select these letters, and I'm going to group them together. So Control G, and that way when I send them to my laser, I've got them both lined up already. So basically, I'm going to this page right here. So I've grouped them together so I can grab it and I can move it, and they move together. So I've got that spacing in between already ready to go, and then that one. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to go over to the laser now, and we'll show you how it's engraved. See you in just a second.